What's up, guys? Back here again with another short video. What I want to kind of briefly talk about is why live plants, as you see here, are much more beneficial than the fake plastic neon pink, yellow, blue, and green that you find at your local pet store. Now, I will say this much. There's nothing wrong with those, okay? Those, plastic plants, they're not going to harm your fish. Some of them do look really cool and realistic. Kids like them because, they glow in the dark sometimes, or if a little girl wants to build a princess tank, you can put pink and greens and blues in there. Or if the little boy wants to, do a different color tank, you can find all sorts of colors in there. So there is some benefit to those. But what I'm talking about is, live plants actually serve significant benefits when it comes to water quality, the health and longevity of your fish, and really, when you add live plants, you're creating your own little ecosystem, as you can see, as I've done here. So there's a lot of things to look at from a benefit standpoint when adding live plants. Probably the first thing I can think of is water quality. When you look at these plants and they grow and they take up space, and their leaves change colors and all those things, those plants are actually absorbing different chemicals and nutrients, and just like trees and your flowers and your mother's garden, things like that, they pretty much filter soil. They take different chemicals and things like that, and then they produce oxygen. Oxygen that we as human beings breathe. Same thing happens here. So carbon dioxide, ammonia, which would be harmful to fish and essentially lessen the quality of your water, these plants are actually filtering that and putting oxygen back in the water, which is beneficial to the plants as well as the fish. So looking at filtration, you have your mechanical filtration, you have your biological filtration, which might be, the bio rings and bio balls and things like that. But this is another form of filtration here, live plants. Another thing that it does is beneficial for your fish is, you'll see the betta in here, you'll see her swimming around or whatever. It really gives her a natural realistic feel, maybe even close to some of the waters that this particular species of fish is actually from. Gives them hiding places and things like that, and really creates a real low level of stress for fish. So like in this tank, I have some neon tetras in there, but they've kind of made a home back. There's one there that you can see. It gives them a real natural hiding environment, provides shelter, which is good for the fish. Also, one thing that plants do, and a lot of you may have this problem, is plants actually can help fight off algae. If you think about it, algae is a plant. So when you essentially have many different kinds or a lot of plants in your tank, they will outcompete the algae for the fertilizers, the nitrogen, the CO2, things like that help plants grow. They'll outcompete the algae. So a lot of times plants can actually help reduce the amount of algae that you have in your fish tank. Now, I will say this. Adding plants, adding lots of plants does not mean you can slack off on water changes. And I will do a video about water changes here soon. You always want to keep up with your water changes, but plants will definitely help. Like I said, number one, create an awesome, as close to a natural environment as you can get. It really reduces the stress level of your fish because it gives them places to hide and when they want to seek shelter. Filters of water, filters ammonia, carbon monoxide or carbon dioxide. I forget which one it is, but those those elements are harmful for your fish, and the plants filter that and put more oxygen into the water, which is essentially good. And like I said, they will definitely outcompete algae. One thing I have learned when it comes to having plants and how many plants should you have, my goal is to have a lot more plants than I do fish. And that will help with putting more oxygen in the water, filtering the water, and really a lot of the waste that fish produce, it will help filter that out of the water as well. So I don't know if there's a mathematical ratio, but as you can see in this tank, it's full of plants, and a lot of times you can't even hardly see the fish. But that is definitely a good thing when it comes to overall water quality. So just a real short video on why natural plants are in fact beneficial to your aquariums and fish tanks and things like that. And honestly, plants, you can do easy plants, like I've done some of the crypts here, the Alodia, there's some Rotala, the Anubias, things like that, Java fern. Those are real simple plants. They don't require a lot of maintenance. Put them in your tank, and trust me, you will definitely see some benefits and some positive results when it comes to your water quality and the overall health of your fish. So any questions, any comments, send them my way, and I'll talk to you guys down the road. Bye.